Hi everyone, I'm Leo from Susan's family. Today I'm bringing you a new design. The Bobo shawl from Retro Nostalgia series. This shawl comes in two sizes. The crocheting methods are similar. Both are divided into motifs, joining, crocheting the edging, and tassels. First, work the motifs. Then join them together. Next, move on to crocheting the edging. Finally, make the tassels. Let's start with the motifs. The small size has 3 motifs. Motif 1, Motif 2, Motif 3. The large size has 5 motifs. Motif 1, Motif 2, Motif 3, Motif 4, Motif 5. Each motif consists of multiple cluster units. Now let's start working on motif 1. First, work the first cluster unit. Foundation chain, join with a slip stitch to form a ring. Work back and forth upward. Now, let's show. The motif uses color segmented yarn. This type of yarn has different starting color segments. The effect after crocheting will vary slightly. You can choose the starting color based on preference, or refer to the finished product effect. For convenient watching, I'll demonstrate using cotton yarn here, with random colors, for specific yarn, color scheme and hook size. Refer to the product details page and paper instructions. Cast on, chain 8. Then slip stitch in the first chain. Pull tight. This completes the cast on. Next, work row 1. Chain 4 as beginning chain. TR2 tog in 1. Yarn over twice. Insert hook into chain space, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Repeat once. Complete 1 incomplete treble crochet. Work another incomplete treble crochet. Yarn over and pull through all loops. Complete 1 TR2 tog in 1. Chain 3. DC3 together in 1. Work 3 incomplete treble crochets into the chain space. Yarn over and pull through all loops. Complete 1 TR3 tog in 1. Chain 3. DC3 together in 1. Let's take a look. The side with clear stitch pattern is the right side. Row 1 is done. Move on to row 2. Chain 4 to begin. Turn counterclockwise. TR2 tog in 1 into the hole. Chain 3. DC3 together in 1 into the same hole. chain 3, on the middle bobble stitch, 1 treble crochet, on wrong side rows, stitches are at upper left. First work 1 incomplete treble crochet, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, complete 1 treble crochet, chain 3, 1 treble crochet into the same stitch, chain 3, next hole, DC 3 together in 1, chain 3, DC 3 together in 1 into the same hole, row 2 completed. Move on to row 3. Chain 4 to begin. Turn counterclockwise. DC 2 puff into the hole. Chain 3. DC 3 together in 1 into the same hole. Chain 4. Hole between double crochets. Work 11 treble crochets. Chain 4. Hole between bobble stitches. DC 3 together in 1. Chain 3. DC 3 together in 1 into the same hole. Row 3 completed. Move on to row 4. Chain 4 to begin. Turn the work. DC 2 puff into the hole. Chain 3. DC 3 together in 1 into the same hole. Chain 4. 1 treble crochet into the treble crochet stitch. Chain 1. Next into the treble crochet stitch. Correspondingly make a treble crochet, chain 1 between the treble crochets. Chain 4. DC 3 together in 1 into the edge hole. Chain 3. DC 3 together in 1 into the same hole. The 4th row is completed. Move on to the 5th row, chain 4 as beginning chain. Turn the work. DC 2 puff into the space. Chain 3. DC 3 together in 1 into the same space. Chain 3. DC 3 together in 1 into the same space. Chain 4. Between the treble crochets. Single crochet. Chain 5. Next, between the treble crochets. Correspondingly make single crochet. Connect with chain 5 between single crochets. Chain 4. Edge space. Work 3 DC 3 together in 1. Connect with chain 3 between bobble stitches. The 5th round completed. Move on to rows 6-15. Everyone follow the method you've learned. Refer to the diagram. Finish it. Row 6 increases the number of bobble stitches on both sides. Pay attention. Now begin row 16. Everyone follow the chart. Work treble crochet 6 together in the middle. In the hole between bobble stitches on the right side, work 3 incomplete treble crochets. In the hole between bobble stitches on the left side, work 3 incomplete treble crochets. Yarn over and pull through all loops. Complete 1 treble crochet 6 together. Everyone follow the chart. Finish this row. Move on to rows 17-18. Everyone follow the method you've learned. Refer to the chart. Finish it. Now start row 19. Chain 4 to begin. Turn the work. In the hole between bobble stitches on the right side, work 2 incomplete treble crochets. In the hole between bobble stitches on the left side, work 3 incomplete treble crochets. Yarn over and pull through all loops. Complete a 5 treble crochet decrease. Row 19 is complete. Up to this point, you need to measure the dimensions by referring to the chart. If it's too big or too small, adjust your hand tension, or switch to a different hook size and recrochet. Move on to row 20. Chain 6. Turn the work. Pay attention. Do not pick up the stitch, but work a half double crochet into the space. Row 20 is complete. Rows 1-20. Make up one motif cluster. One motif is made by repeating the motif cluster. The number of clusters needed. Please refer to the chart. Follow the method you've learned. Refer to the chart. Complete the remaining motif clusters. Let me explain. The last motif cluster does not have row 20. It ends after completing row 19. Next, I'll demonstrate using a swatch. How to join yarn and finish the motif. Joining yarn technique. Leave 2 yarn tails about 10 centimeters long. Note that since the actual project uses variegated yarn, when joining yarn, choose a segment with a similar color. Tie a knot at the base. This completes the yarn joining. Continue crocheting with the new yarn according to the chart. Leave the yarn tails for later finishing. Finishing the motif. For the last motif cluster, complete row 19, chain 1 to secure. Before breaking yarn to finish crocheting, work a chain stitch to secure. Cut the yarn leaving a 5 cm tail. Gently pull to tighten. Hide the tail on the wrong side. Similarly, secure all other yarn tails. Up to this point, motif 1 is complete. Follow the crocheting method for motif 1. Refer to the chart. According to the selected size, complete the remaining motifs. Up to this point, the remaining motifs are done. All motifs are completed. Next, learn the joining. Motifs are crocheted. Lay them flat, right side facing up. The raised part of the motif cluster aligns with the dent between motif clusters. Starting from the beginning of motif 1. Using single crochet and chain, connect motif 1 to motif 3, or motif 1 to motif 5. Join them all in one continuous row. Now, let's show. Now connecting motif 1 and motif 2. Start with a slip knot. Pull the slip knot through the chain space on the starting side of motif 1. Pull out the slip knot. Chain 5. Count 9 rows upwards from motif 2, starting from the puff stitch row. The row with 3 puff stitches is row 1. Count to row 9. Count 1 or 2 more times, to avoid mistakes, from bottom to top. Work 1 single crochet in the chain space on the edge. Chain 3. Chain space on the edge of the next row of motif 1. From top to bottom, work 1 single crochet in the chain space. Chain 3. Chain space on the edge of the next row of motif 2. From bottom to top, work 1 single crochet in the chain space. Chain space of the motif closer to us. Work single crochets from top to bottom. Chain space of the motif farther away. Work single crochets from bottom to top. I won't repeat the instructions later. Chain 3, 1 single crochet in the chain space of the next row of motif 1. Chain 3, chain space on the edge of the next row of motif 2, 1 single crochet. Joining means working 1 single crochet in the chain space on the edge of the motif. Connect between single crochets with a chain. Chain space of half double crochet at the dent of the motif. Chain 5. One single crochet in the chain space of half double crochet. Chain 5. Chain space on the edge of the next row of motif 1, 1 single crochet. Chain 3. One single crochet in the chain space between bobble stitches. Note: skip this chain space without working. Let me explain here. At the dent area here, use chain 5 connection twice. Continue crocheting according to the chart. Arrive at the starting point of motif 2. 1 single crochet in the chain space. Last single crochet of motif 1 is worked on the 9th row upward from this motif unit, in the chain space on the edge of the 9th row. Up to this point, motif 1 and motif 2 are connected. Now start connecting motif 2 and motif 3. Chain 5. Count up 9 rows from the last motif unit of motif 3. Work single crochet in the chain space on the 9th row edge. Insert hook from bottom to top into the chain space. Work 1 single crochet. Next, motif 3 is closer to us. Insert hook from top to bottom into the chain space to crochet. Motif 2 is farther from us. Insert hook from bottom to top into the chain space to crochet. From now on, follow the method you've learned. Refer to the chart. Complete the joining, if you're making a larger size. The joining method for motif 3 and motif 4 is identical to that of motif 1 and motif 2. The joining method for motif 4 and motif 5 is identical to that of motif 2 and motif 3, regardless of the size you're making. Join with a slip stitch into the chain space. Then chain 1 to secure. Leave a 5 cm yarn tail, and cut the yarn. Hide the yarn tail on the wrong side, up to this point. The joining is finished. After completing the joining, begin crocheting the edging. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. There are 2 rounds in total, different sizes. The edging technique is almost identical. Below, I'll demonstrate the edging method using the small size as an example. Please watch the demonstration. Now starting the first round. The starting position for the edging is the same as the starting position for the joining, starting with a slip knot. Pull the slip knot through the chain space. One chain. 1 single crochet in the same chain space. 5 chains. This is the joining point. Insert hook into the chain space of the previous row at the joining point. 1 single crochet. 5 chains. Insert hook from top to bottom. 1 single crochet in the next chain space. 5 chains. The first round of the edging, 1 single crochet in the chain space along the motif edge. Connect between single crochets with 5 chains. Arrive at the corner. 1 single crochet in the chain space. 5 chains. 1 single crochet in the next chain space. Work the sequence forward. The last chain space on this side of motif 2. 1 single crochet. 5 chains. Pay attention here. The next stitch position varies by size. If you're working the small size, insert the hook in the chain space of motif 3 and work 1 single crochet. If you're working the large size, insert the hook in the space next to the chain space, and work 1 single crochet. Refer to the chart for specific position. I'll continue demonstrating with the small size as an example. 1 single crochet in the chain space. 5 chains. 1 single crochet in the next space. Repeat forward. When reaching the motif dent, five chains. Skip the space at the cluster point. In the half double crochet chain space, work 1 single crochet. 5 chains. 1 single crochet in the next space. Repeat forward. When reaching the other side of the shawl, 1 single crochet in the space of the joining row, 1 single crochet, 5 chains, 1 single crochet in the joining chain space, 3 chains. Note, this place is 3 chains. Skip the starting chain space. 1 single crochet in the next space. 5 chains. 1 single crochet in the space of the joining row. Follow the method you've learned. Refer to the chart, crochet to the end. Pay attention to the placement of single crochets at the dent. Five chains. Join with a slip stitch in the first single crochet. The first round is complete. Move on to crochet round 2. 5 chains. 1 treble crochet at the joining position. Join with a slip stitch in the next single crochet. Pull tight. 5 chains. 1 treble crochet at the joining position. Join with a slip stitch in the next single crochet. This round consists of 5 chains and 1 treble crochet. Then join with a slip stitch in the next single crochet. Follow the method you've learned. Refer to the chart and complete it. At turning points or dents, pay attention to the insertion point of the slip stitch. Mind the tension while crocheting. Keep the shawl edges flat. Join with a slip stitch in the first single crochet of the previous round. Chain 1. Leave a 5 cm yarn tail, and cut the yarn. Hide the yarn on the wrong side. Up to this point, the edging is done. Now let's start making the tassels. Divided into purls, tassel caps and tassel strands. First, crochet the tassel cap, then make the tassel strands. And finally assemble them. First, crochet the tassel cap. Start with an adjustable magic ring, crocheting in rounds counterclockwise, using new stitch techniques, X stitch single crochet and X stitch single crochet increase. Please watch the demonstration. Take the corresponding yarn. Leave a 1/5 cm yarn tail. Cast on the adjustable magic ring. Then crochet 1 chain to begin. And start crocheting the first round of X-stitch single crochet. First insert the hook into the beginning chain. Place the hook above the yarn. Hook the yarn. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over. Draw through 2 loops. 1 X-stitch single crochet is completed. Mark with a stitch marker. Then crochet another X-stitch single crochet. Insert the hook into the beginning chain. Place the hook above the yarn. Hook the yarn and pull through. Yarn over and draw through the remaining loops in once. The second X-stitch single crochet is completed. Then crochet 4 more X-stitch single crochets in the beginning chain. Leave the reserved yarn tail on the right side. Pull the ring tight. Leave the yarn tail outside the fabric. Then slip stitch in the first stitch. Pull tight. To prevent extra crocheting later, this completes the first round. Now crochet the second round. First make a beginning chain. Then crochet a single crochet increase, which means making 2 X-stitch single crochets in the same position. One, 2. 1 single crochet increase is done. Mark the first stitch. Then in each remaining X-stitch of the previous round, correspondingly make a single crochet increase. Join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Pull tight. This completes the second round. Continue to crochet the third round. First make one beginning chain. Then in each X stitch of the third round, work correspondingly single crochet. Working even will make the fabric naturally curl. Adjust the fabric so the right side faces out. Finally join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. The third round is complete. Complete the remaining rounds based on the chart. Finally, I'll demonstrate fastening off with a sample. After completing the last X stitch of the sixth round, do not join with a slip stitch. Directly pull the yarn tail through and cut the yarn. Draw the yarn through the first single crochet stitch. This completes the fastening off. Finally tie a knot with the yarn tail at the back. Then tuck in the yarn tail along the texture. This completes one tassel hat. Now make the tassel fringe. Refer to the chart for the quantity. Cut out the corresponding segments. The sample has already been cut out. First remove any one strand. Place it horizontally at the center of the segments. Then fold the segments in half. Tie a simple knot to secure. Next, wrap the segments. Finally tie another knot to secure. This completes one tassel fringe. Next, attach the tassels to the pointed corners of the shawl. First, prepare one purl, one tassel hat and one tassel fringe. Then begin assembly. Use a beading needle to weave the yarn tail through the purl. Next, at the pointed corner of the shawl, insert the hook into the double crochet stitch of the last row of the motif cluster. Then back through the purl. Pull it tight. Switch to a sewing needle. Insert the tassel fringe into the tassel hat. Then weave the yarn tail through the starting loop of the tassel hat. Next sew the tassel fringe and tassel hat together, following the texture of the X-stitch single crochet back and forth. Finally, tie a knot inside the tassel hat. Trim the yarn tail. This secures the tassel well. The tassel fringe can be trimmed neatly with scissors. Assemble the remaining tassels using this method. That concludes the tassel instructions. Meanwhile, the entire shawl explanation is complete. If you have any unclear parts during the crocheting process, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get supports. Susan's Family. Supporting your handwork experience. Share